our first podcast. I'm Megan.
And I'm Alisha, and we're based out of Northern California.
And this is a knitting podcast.
And we're going to be sharing all of our work in progresses and currently finished objects.
Yeah. We decided to start podcasting because we just love knitting and all sorts of different crafts. Alisha specializes in just about everything, and I just knit. So we'll have a lot of different crafty stuff for you guys to see. And we love watching other people's podcasts, so we just figured it would be fun to hop on the bandwagon, so to speak.
Yeah, definitely. Do you want to start by introducing yourself, Megan?
Sure. Okay, so I'm Megan. I started knitting 4 years ago, and funny story, Alisha was actually my teacher. And then we became really good friends. I started knitting, and I was kind of surprised that I loved it so much, and I think the reason I love it so much is how much it does for my mental health. I've always been kind of an anxious person, and I'm a nurse, and so with my career, I get very stressed, and knitting was kind of a good release of my stress, and I just got obsessed with it, and now
you're an addict.
Now I'm an addict. So I've been knitting 4 years, and yeah, I just started yarn dyeing a little bit, but that's about it. Yeah,
she's really good at it, like really good at it. I'm Alisha, and I started knitting about 10 years ago, and for me it started with wanting to learn how to make socks, and I hadn't really ever knit before, and so I took a sock class, and the instructor did not like me, but I came away with a pair of socks, which I should be showing, but oh well, maybe I'll show them at the end.
Oh, yeah.
And after doing that, it was just like it was meant to be. That was what I was supposed to do in the world, was knit and create and touch yarn and all of that. And now I have a studio 10 years later where we teach classes, and people can come in and learn all sorts of different things in fiber arts. So.
And we're sitting in our studio.
Yeah, we're in my studio.
This is our beautiful yarn.
Wow. Yeah, that's what we use for classes. It's the Malabrigo, so.
Yeah.
Cool. You want to show?
Oh, yeah, tell what you're wearing.
Oh, what I'm wearing. Yeah.
Your sweater's so pretty.
Okay, so I'm wearing the Boxy and Buttony by Hohi. How do you say the last name?
Hohi Locatelli.
Okay, there you go. And you can see there's like design here on the front. It's like a twisted rib. And then there's this band here that's supposed to be the buttony part, and it's supposed to have buttons along here, but I chose to opt out of the buttons. But I love it. It's like my favorite, just like throw on sweater, and it's knit out of the MadelineTosh sock in the ink, colorway ink. It's 4 skeins, so it's my good everyday sweater.
Yeah. And I'm wearing, this is just a simple We Are Knitters pattern that I did like a year ago. It's the Blanca Julep tee, and I love We Are Knitters, but I'm just not into seaming anymore.
Oh yeah, because is this the one we seamed at my house?
Yeah, I think so. I do love it though. They have great
That's really
patterns,
cute.
and it's great for beginners, but ever since I learned that I could knit in the round, I've just never looked back, and seaming has its points, I guess, but
I like seaming.
you like, yeah, some people like seaming. I'm not a big seamer.
I'll seam some things for you.
Yeah. So, okay, do you want to start with finished objects?
Let's start with what we're currently working on.
Oh, okay.
And then we'll do some finished objects.
Okay.
You go
wanna
first.
start? Okay. So I guess I'll start. I'm working on Drea Renee's pattern. It's her Ramble shawl, which I've actually already knit this once as a gift. Wait, no, this one's a gift, and the one that I knit was for myself, and I just love it. Like, it's such a good shawl to wear. I get so many compliments on it when I wear it. Oops. Wait. And of course, I love this yarn more than the one I knit for myself.
What yarn are you using?
This is Malabrigo in Arroyo.
Yeah.
And their color, it's the natural color and azules.
Nice. Oh, that looks really good.
So yeah, and I just started doing the brioche, and I would say it's like a chevron pattern
With brioche.
I'm not a big brioche person. I just learned to brioche pretty much doing the What the Fade shawl, which was like a hardcore introduction to brioche because it's like all brioche. And then I just YouTubed how to do the increases and decreases, and it's pretty simple. So I would say if you know how to brioche and you think this shawl looks a little too complicated, it's really not. The brioche is pretty easy, and it's repetitive once you get the hang of it. So
and you can see the progress on this if you go on her Instagram, which is Samson Knits.
We didn't say.
That's okay.
We'll
we can say it now.
We'll say it now. We'll put I am Samson Knits on Instagram and Ravelry, and
I'm most of my stuff is under Fiber Circle Studio, not on Ravelry. I don't do much on Ravelry, but on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
My personal Instagram is knitaholic. It's knit_a_holic. But that one's more like family and traveling and a little bit of knitting. But most of my stuff's on Fiber Circle Studio.
Right.
So one of my current work in progresses, maybe we'll just go back and forth.
Yeah.
Does that work?
Let's do that.
Most recently, I'm working on these slippers that are going to get felted. I just found a pattern on Ravelry, and of course, I can't remember the name. Did I bring it? Oh, I brought it. Okay. Woman's Felted Slippers by Monique Ray. That's kind of like the picture. And so they start off really big, and then you'll felt them, and they'll be all like nice and small and fitted and cushy. So I finished the first one, and I'm partway on the foot on the second one. And what's awesome about these is there's no seaming. So you work the bottom foot part first, and then you pick up around it, and you knit in the round, and then she has all of this really neat like shaping here to create a nice fitted foot. And then you can, if you want, like, I asked my husband, I was like, would you wear some if I made you some? And he's like, oh, maybe if they were in black, of course. And if they were taller. So you could totally make these taller and go further up the leg if you wanted to. So I'm excited to get them in the washing machine and felt them. And
is that how you felt them? You just put them in the
put them in the washing machine.
You do the thing that you never think you're supposed to do.
Yeah. And I'm using Malabrigo worsted, which I have one row up from here. You can't see it, but one row up from here I have Malabrigo worsted. And it's 2 strands held double. And it felt really good. So
yeah, it's like single ply. Right?
Single ply. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
Next.
So my next whip, I'm actually doing for a knit along we're doing here at the studio, which is Boylan Knits, because everyone loves Boylan Knits right now. Caitlin Hunter Patterns.
She has incredible patterns.
I already knit her Tegna, and she just came out with this pattern. It's the sister to it, and I have to look how to pronounce it. Marettimo, I think it's how it's pronounced. Her patterns are really hard to pronounce.
I still can't pronounce the one I'm working on.
So I just, I'm just so on the
cute.
Body. Oh no!
Did your computer turn off, or did it just go to sleep?
I think it went to sleep.
Oh no. Does it actually stop recording then?
I don't know. Oh no, it
No.
didn't stop recording. Okay. The computer went to sleep. Okay.
You need to change the setting when we do this. You can change it.
Okay, we can change it. Okay. So I've just done part of the body, and it's just it's the sister sweater to her Tegna. And so it's a little lace work, and then...
Will you show them the lace work up close?
Yeah. The lace work was actually very simple, yet I had to rip back like twice, which is really embarrassing, because on my Tegna I didn't make any mistakes on the lace, and this one I totally messed it up twice. But it's very simple, just a fan. Is that what it is?
Feather and fan.
Feather and fan type. And then it's a short sleeve, and the lace is actually on the sleeve too.
Okay.
And I dyed this yarn. The black is actually MadelineTosh oink, onks.
Oink. The black
Whatever,
one.
the black.
And then what's this one?
This one's like I did like a gray blue because that's like my favorite color, I would say.
What yarn are you using to dye?
Oh, I just got Knit Picks Stroll.
Okay.
Just simple stuff that I can mess up.
Yeah. And you did the dark gray one too?
And I did the dark. This one was just like, it's like, turned out a black charcoaly.
It looks good though.
I really liked her. If you see her picture of the pattern, I really liked her colors. And she did her lace work in like a black.
Mhm.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cute. And I'm knitting the size small. And I did swatch.
You did swatch?
I swatched.
Good job.
I'm like a very lazy swatcher though. I don't block my swatches. I'm just like,
that's about right.
But I did have to go up a needle size, so I'm using size 4. And let's see, what else? It's a small. Her patterns always have a lot of positive ease, I'm finding, so
yeah.
I think I'm safe with a small. Yeah, smaller is probably better.
Yeah. So for the knit along that we're doing, it's just like a general Boylan Knits knit along, not specific to any one project. You just work on whatever one you want. So the one I'm working on from her is, you're gonna have to correct me on the pronunciation.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Wrong every time.
Hard to pronounce.
Tecumseh?
Tecumseh? I don't know.
I think it's Tecumseh, but I don't know. Which that's fine. And so I'm about that far on it. I haven't gotten to dividing the sleeves yet. And I'm using Blue Sky wool stock. And it's like a kind of like in between a worsted and a DK, kind of like a heavy DK, light worsted. And I'm having a blast with it so far. I love the color work. I've had to redo certain parts of it. What I'm encountering that I'm having a hard time with is in color work, you have like a main color and a coordinating color, and that corresponds to like dominant and non-dominant. So you're supposed to hold your yarns a certain way when you're doing your color work based on how you want a certain color to pop. And so I've been holding it so that the black is dominant, which means that that one comes from underneath, I believe. I have to actually do it to remember. But then like the lighter strands kind of get lost a little bit. So when I got down to the bottom here, these little tiny ones, when I did it the original way I was doing it, they completely recessed. You couldn't see them at all. So I had to kind of go back and then like switch it for just that part. I've seen some people's on Instagram where they switched which one was dominant as they went, and it's really obvious. So I just figured this looks okay. I'm just going to keep it as is with the black as the dominant all the way through, and then just make the cream one the dominant on that last little blip. But yeah, I can't wait to wear this.
And I love the
I
bands
added
at the top.
Yeah, so in her pattern she just casts on with her main color. I decided to cast on with my black. I don't know why I just did. I can't follow patterns 100%, so that was my modification.
Yeah, it's so pretty.
Thank you.
I need to learn how to do color work more because
fun.
Everything you just said, I'm like, oh.
What?
I had no idea.
It took a lot of trial and error and being like, why doesn't this turn out right? And then researching and figuring it out.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. Well, here's a little color work. I think this is actually one of my first color work projects, which I don't know if I did what you're saying. But it's
looks good.
Caitlin Hunter. It's her Zweig, if that's how you pronounce it. And I dyed the green. This is another Knit Picks that I just dyed. It's kind of a foresty green. And then the white is Hedgehog fibers in pine.
Is it their...
It's their skinny sock.
Yeah.
Which I think a sock yarn would probably be better. I don't know. It looks
You don't
good.
like the single ply part of it?
It looks a lot thinner than the actual...
Wait till you block it.
Okay, yeah. But it turned out great. I really like it. The only issue I've ran into is when I dyed, since I'm a new dyer and I don't know exactly what I'm doing. I tied my dye strings too tight on one of my skeins, and so the green dye didn't take in like just like certain parts of the yarn because of the tag thing. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it
The
like
ties.
resisted. Yeah.
And of course, me being I'm just very relaxed about my knitting most of the time. So I'm like, oh, it'll be fine. And if it shows up in my knitting, maybe it'll be on the back and I won't care. Oh my gosh, look at this, you guys.
It looks like you washed it with bleach.
The front. It looks like I splashed bleach
Put it
on my sweater. So I put this sweater in timeout because it's like totally blown out.
I know. It's okay.
I put this sweater in timeout because I was so mad at it. And I'm either going to go back and just like put dye on.
Like kind of spot
Or
dye.
I think I might just rip it back and re-dye the skein like a little bit. If you guys have any advice, let me know. Alisha knows what she's doing more than me, but yeah, so I put it in timeout and I just have to put the sleeves on it. And this is a size medium, which is kind of big. I swatched this and I met Gauge and I just picked a medium, and I also didn't do the X's. There's an X cable. I just wasn't feeling it. And I probably would have gone with a small. That's kind of, if I were to redo it. It's going to be fine. I love like big, oversized, comfy sweaters. So it'll be fine. But yeah, just a word of wise for her patterns. When she means 10 inches of positive use, it's like 10 inches.
And it's a lot.
It's a lot. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I have one more. And I know it's still August, but it's fall. In my mind, especially with the weather we've been having here. So we're in Northern California, and normally in August it's blazing hot and it's miserable. We've been in like the low to mid 70s, which is still warm, but it's been completely overcast and cloudy. And the mornings and evenings are freezing. Like that's why I'm wearing a sweater, because I'm cold. But anyways, so that gets me like in the mood for holiday knitting. So my son and I have a 4-year-old, his name's Leland. I've knit both of us Christmas stockings. And so now my husband needs one, right? So I've been working on his, and here's an example of color work again, and the whole dominant, not dominant thing is very important to make sure that the right colors pop in the right kind of way. So I'll go ahead, you knit it flat, and then I join for the foot, I join to knit in the round. And then you go and duplicate, I duplicate stitch the name on, opposed to doing that in Fair Isle. And you can tell I got a different like font, so to speak, by being able to do this than if I had knit it straight in. And it looks just a little bit cleaner if it's like really flat and nice. I just like it. So anyways, I'll go back and duplicate stitch in the name, weave in my ends, because there's lots of them. Oh, they're working on the roof. Yeah, if you hear any stomping, they're working on our roof here.
Is someone here?
And then I'll seam it together and block it. And word of advice, if you're ever knitting with red and white together, red has a tendency to bleed. So just how you would take the same care with your laundry garments, like normally you would never mix red and whites. Well, you don't really have a choice here when you go to block this. And you'll notice in Leland's, I don't know if you can see it, but the reindeer kind of ended up a little pink. Maybe you can't see it. I can see it here. But all the white ended up a little bit pink. Can you see it?
Not really.
Not really?
Maybe a little.
It's a little pink. You should block it in vinegar, and I did with this, but not enough. And so if you're ever worried about a garment bleeding, actually this one bled a lot too. Luckily, it's all one color.
Yeah, my blue sweater bled.
Yeah, my finger was blue the whole time I was knitting on this from my yarn. But vinegar helps actually like set the color a little bit. So, yes. Okay, that's all my current.
And if you're local, she's gonna teach, right? Are you gonna teach the stocking class?
Oh, I
'Cause
am.
I really want to take it.
Yes, yeah. So this, let's see. I think I'm doing it like mid to late November, early December. I'll do a class where you can learn how to do a Christmas stocking, and I'll either have like patterns already for you, or a lot of families have like heirloom stockings that
so cool.
their grandma or great grandma knit for all of their family members.
Yeah.
And so I also invite people to bring in those stockings, and we'll like either replicate it, or if you have the pattern for it, even better. And we can knit that, and it's a really fun time because you get to hear everyone's stories and what their traditions have been, or if they're starting to create traditions. So I love it. So yeah, if you're local, that'll be on the website soon once I get pictures.
And maybe we'll put the website here. We can figure out how to do
that. Yeah, we'll figure out how to make the website pop up.
We'll see how editing goes.
Or put the link in the
in the comment
description.
Yeah, in the description. We'll put the link to her studio. And she has all sorts of classes, which is really awesome. Okay, so my finished object, this is another Caitlin Hunter.
Do you have a girl crush on her?
I do.
Has it moved from Andrea Renee?
I was obsessed with Andrea Renee forever, and I still am, obviously. I've knit so many of her patterns, and now I've moved on to Caitlin Hunter. Not moved on. I still love Drea Renee.
If you're watching this.
You're watching. Which you're not, I'm sure. This is her Kobuk.
Kobuk?
It's like Kobuk. Kobuk. And it's super cute. It's knit with mohair. This is the first time I've actually knit with mohair. Oh my gosh! Now I want to knit all sorts of stuff with mohair. It's so soft.
Is it a blend?
No, you hold it with DK.
Gotcha.
And I actually dyed this yarn too.
Oh my gosh! Did you really?
Yeah. This was in your class. I dyed in her yarn dyeing class. And I loved it so much, and I bought a similar colored mohair it was like Debbie Bliss angel mohair. Okay. And the bobbles are super fun.
Mm-hmm. And there's a little bit of like texture.
And then there's this is knit through the back. It's supposed to look like
the
mountains.
Twisted rib.
Isn't it cute? And then I kind of think I should have put a bigger pom-pom. I don't know.
What do you guys think?
Yeah,
bigger
let
pom-pom?
me know.
Wait, put it on.
Okay.
That will be the...
I have to take my hair down, I think. Let me see.
And then there's like a little side thing.
Okay. Bigger pom-pom?
Oh, maybe.
It's like kind of small. I feel like it needs... Hers has a huge pom-pom on it, so...
It's not bad though.
But it's not bad.
It looks okay.
I still have extra yarn, so I could probably put...
Yeah, you could make another one and put it on, and then decide which one.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Am I supposed to show a finished object? I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Show your...
Yeah?
That, yeah.
Okay. She was talking about how she had done when she was talking about her brioche one that she did, she learned it on the What the Fade, and we did that together. Next time not next time, because we're doing Vogue Knitting Live next time.
Yeah.
Our next podcast will be video clips from Vogue Knitting Live in San Francisco. But the one after that, we should show off our What the Fades.
Yeah, we will. We'll bring them.
So that got me on a brioche kick, and I freaking love brioche, although I haven't done like the increases and decreases yet. I need to do a project like that. But I did the cowl, and this one is the like brioche bandana cowl. I can't remember the designer, but I really like it. I just took some of my leftover yarns from my What the Fade and just did a little cowl out of it, and it's super cute. And what I love about brioche is it's reversible, so if I was feeling the other color, I could totally go the other color, and it's really cute. Not obviously with this sweater, but I'm loving brioche. So that is my currently finished object.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah,
and
thanks so much.
Hopefully you'll tune into the next one. Definitely check out our Vogue Knitting Live one. That should be fun. We're trying to figure out how to record it, but
yeah, it's probably gonna be. I don't know how we're gonna record it.
I don't know. We're hooked up to webcam right now, so we'll figure out a camera situation.
Yeah, we're gonna try and channel our inner Christy Glass knits.
Yes.
And
yes.
we actually have a group of girls going with us from the studio. And if you're local, you're welcome to join us. We're taking a bus so we can all knit on our way, and then we're going to the marketplace, which will be really fun. So we need to save up money so we can buy
lots of stuff.
Yeah.
We should come up with like projects. Our next projects, so that we have like goals.
Oh yeah.
Of what to buy the yarn for.
Yeah.
I'm at a point I can't just buy yarn anymore. My stash is so big.
Yeah.
And I have so many skeins that don't have a purpose. They need to start having purposes when I buy. All right. Cool.
Okay. Well, thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time.
Bye. Yeah.
This is gonna be so awkward. And we're doing a knitting podcast.
Do we want to have a main speech person?
Yeah, you.
Me? Why?
Because you're better. So wait, what am I saying? Welcome?
Yeah, welcome to our first podcast. Or we already did that and then we introduced ourselves, huh?
Yeah.
Let's just take it from the top.
Okay. Which is the top, like starting over?
Yeah,
Okay.
from the, yeah.